Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So that was probably, no, not even probably, that was the best episode of The Mandalorian so far. Obviously, major spoilers ahead, so if you haven't seen Chapter 11 of The Mandalorian, go and watch it before watching this. Also, before we get started, remember to subscribe to stay up to date with everything Star Wars related. Now, let's get into today's video. Oh my gosh, such an amazing episode. It was so good, and it left me with the feeling of wanting more. It feels like that Star Wars excitement is back. I would do an episode recap, but hopefully you guys have already watched it. Otherwise, again, you shouldn't be watching this video. So I just want to go over some of the major points that made me absolutely go nuts. So first off, Bo-Katan is back. Oh my gosh, it was so awesome to see her in live action. She looked fantastic, and she was actually played by Katie Sackhoff, who also voiced her in the Clone Wars and Rebels series. So seriously though, the armor, her weapons, her iconic Night Owl helmet, she looked amazing and did a great job portraying the live action version. I love how they just so effortlessly took her from an animated version and put her in a live action version. I mean, it was like, they just did such a great job. We also saw Sasha Banks play her Mandalorian character in the show, although it wasn't specifically mentioned that she was Sabine Wren, which I thought was odd because Sabine's kind of a big character. You know, they probably would have introduced her if she was Sabine. But after looking into it, I found out on comicbookmovie.com that she's actually playing another Mandalorian named Casca Reeves, which makes sense because I don't think Sabine would wear a normal blue set of armor. So I guess a lot of us were wrong thinking that Sasha Banks would play Sabine. However, there's still hope that we will see Sabine Wren in a later episode, but more on that later. There was another moment which I thought was super interesting when Bo-Katan was on the Gazanti cruiser and she was interrogating the captain of the ship and asking him where the Darksaber was. Now, I've already made a video about this, and if you want to know how I think Moff Gideon got the Darksaber, you should go check it out. Now, it's great to see her talking and looking for the Darksaber because it's such an important artifact to the Mandalorian people, and this means that Bo-Katan still hasn't given up. Even though so much has happened, she's still fighting for, that Mandalorian independence and that Mandalorian freedom. I can't wait for that confrontation between Bo-Katan and Moff Gideon, just to see how that whole thing plays out. Okay, so we finally know why Din Djarin won't ever take his helmet off in front of other people. Apparently, he is a child of the Watch. Now, the Watch is what remains of the Death Watch, a group of religious zealots whose sole goal is to restore the ancient warrior ways of Mandalore. This explains so much, and it opens up so many more possibilities. It's the reason why a member of House Vizsla was in the Mandalorian hideout on Navarro, and it also gives weight to a popular fan theory that Rook Kast, a member of the Death Watch who was loyal to Darth Maul, is actually the Armorer. You can see the rendition of the Zabrak horns on her helmet. That one line literally introduced a whole other sect of Mandalorians, and opens up the possibility for so many stories. But yes, Din Djarin was found and raised by the Death Watch and was more than likely around and already a foundling by the time of the Siege of Mandalore. So because he was raised by this fanatical group, he holds himself to a higher or a more intense standard of living. He follows the Mandalorian creed in all things. This is the way. Okay, now it's time for the most exciting thing to happen in Star Wars in a while. At the end of the episode, when Mando asked Bo-Katan where he could find the Jedi, she informed him to go to the 4th planet of Corvus, and there he would find none other than Ahsoka freaking Tano. Ahsoka Tano's name has finally been mentioned in live action, and she is for sure coming back. Yes, I am so excited to see her. She is by far one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character in all of Star Wars. I don't know, it's a toss-up between her, Obi-Wan, Anakin, Luke, the big people. I also like Revan, but he's like Old Republic. But anyway, Din Djarin is officially on the hunt for Ahsoka. Now, we more than likely will not see her in the next episode. Now, there are a few reasons for this. One being that Ahsoka is such a huge character that they need to build her up a little more. Also, the IMDb page has a still shot of Mando, Cara Dune, and Greef Karga already in place for the next episode, meaning that Mando probably returns to Navarro to ask them for help getting the child to Ahsoka. And the main reason is that Dave Filoni is directing episode 5, and Ahsoka is his character. I don't think they would allow anyone else to even touch her, honestly. So, more than likely, we will see Ahsoka Tano in the 5th episode of Season 2 of The Mandalorian. and she could have a few friends, namely Sabine Wren, Captain Rex, maybe even Ezra Bridger, who knows. It's going to be exciting to see her again, and I'm sure that Rosario Dawson will do a great job. Maybe even Ashley Eckstein will return to voice the character. All around, a great episode, and I couldn't be happier with Star Wars right now. I love it. I love the story and how this series is shaping out to be some of the best Star Wars ever made. Well, that's it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you guys excited for Ahsoka to return? Also, don't forget to subscribe and to forever be a Star Wars fan.